Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
This is Mr. Susan. You are listening to New Music Saturday with Dr. Bones.
This is Joe Bush. One.
Hey, this is Julie. Yep, you are listening to.
Hey, y'all. This is Michael Daughtry.
Hey, Dave here from Glasgow.
Hi, this is Maddie.
This is Peter. We're Polaris Rose.
We are Coleus.
One.
Hey, this is Vinod.
Hi, this is Bahar. You're listening.
Hi, this is Jim Levat.
Hi, this is Jono
This is Jess.
from Living Dead Girl, and you're listening.
Hi, this is Andy Roman from Elm Treason. And this is Bobby Steele from Elm Treason. And you are listening to the great Doc Bones!
Right on, and welcome back to Music Saturday Part 2. And just before we get going with our first song up here for Part 2, let me ask you a question, B. Out of that whole compilation of intro, obviously there's quite a few British in there, but out of all of them, can you pick out which one of those artists were Canadian? There's only one.
Did you not tell me though?
I possibly might have, but just take a guess. I'll tell you if you don't guess. It's fine.
Isn't it St Andrews?
Well, no, they weren't in the intro.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh no, they're not, are they? I was going to say Polaris Rose, but they're not, are they?
No, they're from San Diego.
No, go on.
Jim Levat is the Canadian one. If you listen to all of them, he's one. Hi, this is Jim Levat. Just like, oh hey, how's it going there, eh? Now I've only played his music on the show. Well, not on NMS, but on an interview once. And he's not a bad artist. Like respect to him as a player, but not a big fan of country. But no, interview him and as a favor to MTS management. But he was a very nice guy, and it was a fun interview. Just not a huge fan of country, but either way, that aside, he is a great artist, and I do respect him for his music. So.
I know, but sometimes you learn a lot by these guys, don't you? I mean,
For sure.
we interviewed somebody. It wasn't the interview I did with you. We interviewed some guy that was music possibly wasn't down my route, but actually he was fantastic. He was a really knowledgeable musician, and it was a fantastic interview.
Was it Audio Spectral? Did you do that one with me? Or was that
No,
another?
I'm trying to think. I can see him now. He had a blue guitar in his videos. I'm trying to think who it was now. I'll have to think back, but he kind of, when you're interviewing someone, it's completely different, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And, you know, some of the things he came out with were fascinating. Really intelligent guy. Cool. Very cool.
No, very true. And like I said, Jim Levat, it was a very nice guy. So it was a fun interview. But yeah. So we're going to get kicking off here with The Sweetest Condition. This one's called Miles Away. Dig this.
I was there for you, more than I can count. But you're too busy, wrapped up in yourself. You're miles away. Think of all the times I called and all the letters sent. I didn't lose my mind, just my common sense. Just my common sense.
The Sweetest Condition with Miles Away. Now, that's a cool song and has been played on NMS before, but it is a great tune nonetheless, and they do have a new song out that we played the other week, and Leslie really enjoyed the review, and I really appreciate that because we mean every word we say. And it is Leslie and Jason. Jason does most of the background instrumental stuff, and I think we should have them on the show fairly soon. I mean, we had Nina, who's the damsel in distress. Damsel in distress. Damsel in the Dollhouse. I made that mistake before. I made that mistake when Dave and I played them. It's just a force of habit, right? And it's not because, but you know what I mean. So a great tune, and she always brings it, and I just love her vocal styling. So it's just really cool. So I think we should have them on the show very, very soon. Have them on NMS and see what we can do about that.
Yeah, very addictive, catchy sound, strong dynamic, confident vocals, cool driving beat, danceable. I love the underlying electronica, and he looks like Philly Keith. There you go. And that's well, they do. He's got a very strong look of that. They look cool.
Absolutely. Right on. So next up, speaking of Damsel in the Dollhouse, this is off her album Feast of Villains, which is available for name your own price on Bandcamp. But we talked to Nina just a couple weeks ago, and she was a lot of fun and gives a very in-depth view to what she writes about, because essentially it's about horror films, and that's what she's into, which is really cool because, I mean, there's a lot of bands you can make connections to that. The one band I did mention was a band called the Phantomas, which is led by Mike Patton, who was originally Faith No More and Mr. Bungle, and another band called Tomahawk. He's got a lot of side projects, but that band specific, Phantomas, is Mike Patton, lead vocals, and a bit of percussion. And then there's Dave Lombardo, who's a drummer, who's the ex-drummer for Slayer. There's Buzz, who's from the Melvins, the guitarist from the Melvins, and a guy named Trevor Dunn, who's a bassist, who's pretty much been a good friend of Mike Patton's and been with him for all his side projects. So definitely want to check out. The album's called The Director's Cut, and that's the one they do covers of horror film tunes like Rosemary's Baby, Omen. It's a cool album. But that aside, I'm just I am loving this music. So next up is Damsel in the Dollhouse. This is Room 237. Dig this.
Something's happening on enough.